I done used all kinds of gear, bro. I feel like I owned it all. This is from 2017, back in the Maschine days. I'll tell you the story of how I ended up getting into Maschine. So, you know, I started in FL Studio way back in 2002. This guy named Rowdy, this white guy named Josh, he lived like a couple houses down. I was in North Vernon, Indiana at the time. Little small town, you look it up, it's crazy. He used to come to my crib. I used to bootleg and do all kinds of wild stuff. The brother was a wild guy. I lived a pretty wild life, you know what I mean? It's really always been about music, working, and cars. But back to the story, how we got to Maschine. So I met Rowdy. Rowdy used to come buy alcohol from me on Sundays because the place that we lived in didn't sell alcohol on Sundays. And one day he came down talking about he had just made a song. So he plays me the song, the shit sound alright, you know what I mean? He was an Eminem type rapper. People who know, if you know, you know how I feel about that. And so he tells me about this program he got where he made the beats on the computer, burn it to a CD, and then record on a karaoke machine. My brain started turning like, bro, all I need is a computer because I know you can record on a computer. So boom, I buy the FL or the Fruity Loops 3 crap from him, get some programs, whatever, from Best Buy, and go get this old computer that I had when I was like 16. It's Gateway 2000 or something, and Kitchen Table Studios was formed. I start recording and making beats then. Somewhere around 03 or 04, I got hold of my first MPC, and it was way better. You know what I mean? You gotta think about the time that we're talking about, back when computers are way slower, everything runs way different. You gotta do a lot of different things, you know what I mean, in order to be able to get your tracks done, because the computer will start popping and clicking real quick. You know, and we had upgraded. By that time, we was one of the first people to have Pro Tools in the crib on a laptop. You know what I mean? So making the beat making process made it a lot easier by having hardware, because it was going to do the job. Once you hit the limit, you couldn't go further. The computer, you always felt like you could push the limits further, right? So from there to about 07, 08, 09, I was on the MPC. Probably around 05, 06, I got a copy of Ableton and Reason, and I started learning those things. So once I sold my MPC, I was mostly Reason and Ableton. Fast forward to 2011, I come to Philly. I meet a guy named Spawn, you know, who is DJ Jazzy Jeff's. I want to say his manager, or maybe sound guy, or maybe just his friend, but he's definitely Black Thought's engineer, sound guy for the Roots, one of them. And I used to go to the Roots Room, legendary studio at Callow Hill, 3rd floor next to legendary Milk Boy Studios, and he had Maschine. And I kind of was feeling it, but I kind of wasn't feeling it. But at the same time, you know, he's at a different level. I'm out here working artists, doing this kind of thing. And so to me, in order to reach that level, I felt like I needed the tools. So I went and just bought everything Maschine, sold the MPC, bought everything Maschine. And this is part of why now I tell you guys, like, man, you gotta make better decisions or decide. So I bought Maschine. And at the same time, I'm working all this TV for music and different stuff. And boom, I put a big bump in the road for myself because I brought in a whole new workflow. And that workflow took me a couple years to get the hang of it. And so even though I learned it, looking back, I think about all the time I was dedicated to Maschine was times that I could have been doing the thing that I know that worked and doubling up. But it's all good because you go down, you have your path for a reason, right? You know? And so the Maschine path led me to super, super late nights. You know, go stand outside, sell cars all day, go pick up the artists, you know, make that cash, get the artists, take them where they gotta go, Delaware, West Virginia, wherever we gotta go, Connecticut, New York, do that till 3, 4, 5 a.m. That's 2017, so I just had my daughter. She like a year old, just turned a year old. Come back to the crib, slide in the room, put them hours in till the sun come up. O.T.G for real, it's overtime grind. You don't get it though. And with everything I do, I always try to put my sound to it. So, you know, part of the things that I liked about Maschine are the sounds. They're amazing. I know Maschine like the back of my hand. I've had everything that they've ever made. You know what I'm saying? Except for the newest Maschine Plus. And I really made beats on it. One day I'll put out the list of things that I've produced and people I've produced. You know, because I lived a certain type of life, having anonymity in certain things, hopefully I said that right, but, you know, keeping certain things to myself always been more beneficial. You get less hate when people think you ain't did nothing, you know what I mean? When you come in the room and they think you a nobody, they'll talk about everything and teach you everything, not knowing that you're a samurai yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think the thing that bothered me the most about Maschine, and maybe one day I'll get a Maschine Plus, I've thought about it a couple times. You know, especially since I can operate Maschine and everything in it with my eyes closed. I don't really like attachments to I don't like having multiple things. You get what I'm saying? Because as I start putting up more of these behind the scenes and putting out different stuff, the more you'll see, you know, my life has really been everything music and cars. And the overtime grind is because you gotta do extra jobs. I never wanted to produce, but because I installed stereos and I was doing bass competitions and selling cars and fixing cars up, it was super difficult to find CDs that really hit from top to bottom, right? And so that was part of me getting into the whole production game, is because now I could burn my own bass CDs, now I can make my own beats and make sure they really hit. And now I also solved the problem for the homies who rap. We don't gotta keep doing it over other beats. Kanye beats and Jay-Z beats, right? And then kill two birds with one stone. You know, now that you can record in the crib, we can make beats and record. Now I can be the studio too. So the way that I've learned has always been in a method, an actionable, executable method. You know what I mean? The way that I made beats. This beat is for one of the homies, rest in peace. We'll tap in with that right now too. You know what I mean? Like, I make a lot of beats and I know how to do almost everything you need to do in production. I feel like I've been validated by some of the best in the game. I've been in some of the top rooms. I've seen people record and rap over my beats to the point that I realized that even in this moment, it's a personal thing to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's the thing that I could always depend on. It's the thing where however I feel, whatever I'm thinking, I could put into that and I could see immediate value and immediate accomplishment. And if I'm satisfied with it, I walk away satisfied, and whatever energy I had is stored into that. And once I understood that for myself, I didn't want to give my energy to everybody. So I have beats that I put out. I make hundreds and hundreds of beats. You know, I literally spend most of my time with the music, with my family and the music. That's it. I only move around when I gotta move around. And if the business is taken care of, then I don't move around. I have a goal for what I want overtime grind to be, and I want it to be for my children. And I'm going to put those videos up because I documented that too. Then you never sell yourself short on the music. And you also, I knew since then, I've known since 2014 that the game was going to be how it is today, and we're going to have a library or a catalog. What makes the check fat is that people can come to you and buy 500 at a time, and then they have endless possibilities. You know what I mean? Or they could come buy all 1,000, or they could come license it from you. And so the goal was to build the catalog. The goal still is to build the catalog, because the catalog is what's going to feed the children. The catalog is what's going to take care of the family if you die. The catalog is what's going to pay the hospital bills if you get sick. The catalog is the catalog. And at some point, you got to let people know you got the catalog. And at some point, you got to show them the value of the catalog. And the value is these moments. When people see what you did to make the music, the dedication that you had to create the music. So whenever I make music, like this beat right here for the homie who requested this song, and the song is dope. The song is dope. Rest in peace. In due time, everything will be revealed. But, you know, it's all about the feeling. Right now, creating different patterns, trying different arrangements. But what I didn't like is I don't like having to look at the computer. You know what I mean? You do so much on the MIDI controller, and then you back clicking and doing all this. And even if I pay somebody else to engineer the session, but then now I'm sitting there and we cutting and we going through everything so we can print it and push it. I don't like having to redo the whole thing over and over again. That goes back, this all goes together in efficiency of what I'm saying. Like, that's just not efficient. It's not time efficient. It's not efficient for me to create something, have to pick up the computer, mix it on the computer, bounce it all down, take it to the studio, import it in, mix it, have the artist come in, rearrange it, mix it all over again, come back, get the raw mix. Like, bro, if we gonna do all that, then, you know, we could do that from the root. We could get it all done in one machine. We could get the idea laid out and then get the song and everything kind of smoothed out. And then once we get to the studio, we got the skeleton, we drop that in and we can make magic. Well, if that's the case, you know, then I just like to use one thing. And if we build it properly, we could get it done, because I come from the days of limitations. See how it all comes together? So I might check out Maschine Plus one day. I might check it out, you know. Somebody want to send it in, I'll check it out. But that was my introduction to Maschine. I made a lot of good music on there. I still keep the Maschine Micro. I think it's the best. The MK1. I got the Maschine Jam too. I keep those just as legacy products because I think those are two innovative products that are pretty amazing. From the Maschine Micro MK1 or MK2, you know, you can really operate Maschine without ever touching the computer and make full beats. You know, I think with Maschine Jam, it provides a different way of looking at the library and Maschine in a way that makes more sense. You know, and the options that it has. But, you know, I like the Kai Force. I like Ableton. I like clip-based production. Right here you can see that I'm just, I know to you I probably look zoned out, but what I'm doing is trying different patterns and different arrangements and seeing how it feels. So I come from the school where you close your eyes and you just try to hear it. You can hear how long that the verse should be. You should hear how long that the intro should be. You can hear it, you know? Hopefully this video supplies some value. It's the story of me on Maschine. I will definitely upload all the long clips that I can find. I'll do voiceovers and bring them up here for you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. All kinds of producer content, behind the scenes content, everything music. Everything music. It's your brother, O.T.G. Follow me on Twitter at 365OTG, Threads 365OTG, Instagram 365OTG, sounds, D sounds, drum sounds, all that stuff. I have it for the MPC. Get with me. Supply the.work. It's your brother.